Okay, I'm taking like a 10 from my day job, so I can do a little bit of what's on my workbench. Maybe I can knock out this plastic cutting. I hope this hasn't been too annoying for everyone. But let's go anyway. That was annoying. Okay. The big thing is for the last, oh my goodness, must have been at least 7 weeks now. Been working from home. It's starting to drive me a little nuts. Let's see. That's better. Okay. Who knows? Maybe I'll time lapse and montage this one. I'm not sure. Okay, so this is the last cut. Well, not the last cut. I have one more cut after this, which is going to be the battery hole. Doing a little cleanup work with the file. I'm gonna freehand one of these. Just gotta check and make sure I can close the batteries up. Get in there. Oh yeah. Closes up real nice. Too nice, actually. Can't get it apart. Alright, so the plastic cutting will be just a minute. So the battery compartment hole, I'm sorry, the charging port hole will be right above the Sega on the label. This is the last plastic cut. And yes, that is smoke you see when you do this. The plastic melts a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do it. Plastic slot. That's where the charger is going to go in. It's a little bit of cleanup work on the back I want to take care of. Let's see, I'll just freehand it. The unfortunate side effect of having to do a high-speed mill like this is the plastic does melt, and sometimes you'll get pieces that come off actually reattach. Might want to make that slot a little longer. A little higher, a little longer. So I lied. Sorry. Nice and straight. hit that with a round file in a minute. Yeah, that fits better. So yeah, there's the little guy goes in there. So you have to see why it's not sitting all the way flush, but I'll work on that a little bit. That's enough for now. Okay, we're back on the electronics workbench, and we're entering the home stretch here. So we have the 3 cells, the battery charging circuit, and the enclosure with everything cut out that needs to be cut out to actually get it together. So first off, I'll do is put the gang these together. I'm running them in parallel with each other, because the charging circuit here is expecting a 3.7 volt lithium ion cell, or lithium polymer cell, same difference. So we have this nice, pretty decent length wire here. So what you do is you want to scuff up the surface a little bit. And then take a little solder flux. I don't usually use flux, but for surfaces which aren't really meant to take solder initially, I like to throw a little flux on there. Man, that's some old school solder flux. That's Radio Shack there. Can't remember when I even bought that. So I'm just gonna strip this back. About so. Give it a little twist. I'm going to apply some solder to it first. I still use tin lead solder. I just find that's what I learned on. I use 60/40 tin lead. Probably not the most ecologically friendly, but on the other hand, I don't get tin whiskers or anything like that. This particular iron, I like this iron. I just switched this one after discovering a problem with my old iron. My old iron had a hard connection to ground and caused issues when you're working on live circuits. This one's nice because it has the temperature on there, so I get to set the 650F right now. Get some flux on my table, it's alright. Put some more on in a minute. Kind of just want to hold it together, so see if I can get some flux to flow. Actually, I have to be careful on my table because it is a static table. It's ESD, so it actually conducts, so I have to be careful. Let's see. Get some solder on the back of this. And my table actually is conductive, so you gotta be careful. See, even with the flux on there, doesn't want to flow much. See how it just made a bubble there. There we go. All right. Strip it back a little further. I actually encountered this problem with my last set of cells I had to hook up on here. I just didn't want to really take to solder. Come on. Not the best soldering technique here, but it will get the job done. Surface just won't wet. That's better. See, comes right up. Snap it. So, bumping the soldering iron up to about 75 degrees, see if that helps. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years and I still occasionally get one that just doesn't want to solder. I don't want to think about how much solder rosin I've inhaled in my life. That did the trick. It needed more heat. Perfect. There we go. Yes, the iron just wasn't hot enough. My wife told me my English skills have degraded a little bit during this pandemic. which is, I thought was kind of interesting. I can hear some bizarre reason I'm getting a slight southern twang, which makes absolutely no sense because I was born and raised in Chicago. 5 generations before me too, so I don't quite get what's going on. Or it's just part of the madness of COVID, one or the other. Really? It's really just the back side, this negative side, that's the problem. The positive is a lot less thermal mass to deal with, so it actually solders up pretty easily. I personally prefer when I clean my iron to use this metal stuff. It's like I think it's brass to clean my tip, because if you use a sponge with water, I think it tends to dry it out a bit. I mean, not dry it out, if it cools off the tip too much. Let's see. Good. I'm cutting out a little short there, but if it doesn't work, I will go ahead and just lengthen that wire. Yeah, it's a little short, but I'll make it work. Alright, so then we have the positive side. Not to get too schmaltzy about everything, but I really do appreciate still getting new orders and mods coming in, even in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, it's slowed down a bit, but still getting orders, which has been really kind of nice. And it really is, working on these things actually helps me mentally during these weird times. I'm kind of humbled by all the trust and faith everyone has in me. time of these mega corporations, it's still good to know that little tiny little businesses can still operate. Of course, try to go to Amazon or something like that, you'll never get somebody doing mod work like this. This is real kind of specialty work nowadays. Not that I don't really enjoy it. If you're not going to do it for the love of it, don't do it at all. I do it because it's a change of pace from what I do during the day. Testing stuff and test reports and things like that. A lot of computer work. It's nice doing hardware every now and then. Okay. So that's the pack. I wish this wasn't so short. I might have to make that longer. Alright. Let's see how it's gonna fit. Just sits in here like that. Battery lead. I think we'll be alright. The battery lead's going to go right there. So on this little guy, there's a positive and negative battery lead, and then there is a positive and negative voltage output. So I'll do the battery. I like to hook up last because it is live. It is a live battery. Let's see. Here's the old tabs. So here's the old wiring that came off the battery housing. Let's see if we can get that off. How did they wrap it? It's the only problem with stranded wire. It tends to come out as like a big glop. It separates as you're trying to take it out. If it's solid wire, you can just pop it right out. Oh well. Because of the colors I have, I'm going to go with, they use green for negative and orange for positive. I have a white wire, so I'm just going to use that up. Let's see, it goes in. Wasn't like this. I want to come out this way. The nice thing is if you have a soldering iron, it does have variable temperature. You can turn it down when you're working on older boards, because what can happen is you'll overheat the board and it'll delaminate and make you sad. Where's the green one? There you are. They used green before. And it came out that way too. See if I can get this one out without. Yeah, here we go. Green wire. Route through the same way. Go. Green goes at the bottom here. It's spring loaded, but not overly so. So it's easy to snap off the battery pack. But that's how Sega designed it. So it's neat. The permanent, the one you use disposable batteries on, actually is a little bit difficult to get off because they use like a piece of spring steel instead of these little posts. Okay, so this is battery outputs. No, sorry, the voltage outputs. Let's go with, it's coming up like this. And since the circuit's not powered right now, it's not something really got to worry about anything blowing up, because I don't have any battery hooked up to it right now. V out negative is on the left. V out's on the left. So that's green. Strip all of that off. Don't need much. Negative is on the left here. I'm going to be mindful of which direction these wires are coming out. There's a lot coming up this way. So if I went this way, that's down into the plastic, and I don't want to do that. And I'm soldering them flush to the board because I want to get as close as possible on the back side. Okay, now we have the battery out. Oh, battery in, I guess. So negative's over here. I shouldn't have cut those so short. Oh well. Finally, battery plus. Okay, no smoke yet. It's a good sign. A couple quick things, and we're gonna close it up. Let's see. What we need to do is check and make sure the charging circuit works. It just uses a regular micro cable. This is quite meta. We're charging a battery pack with a battery pack. Little red light comes on here, and when it's fully charged it turns green. You're not going to see it on the inside, unfortunately, but just throw it on charge overnight and you'll be fine. Charging circuit prevents it from overcharging. And now, last thing we do is set the voltage. In the factory, it's usually, right around 6 volts. It's very consistent. They're always about 6 volts coming from the factory. And there's a little adjustment potentiometer on here. We just turn it up. Nomad wants 9 volts. Usually give it right around 9.2. Won't hurt it at all. And that's it. Now all I gotta do now is just attach this to where it needs to go. And where's my good tape at? Well, there's a good question there. Here it is. This is extreme mounting tape from 3M. Our friends at Minnesota Machining and Mining. In case everyone wondered what 3M stands for. And I lost my scissors, which makes me sad. Okay. Yeah, well, use a cutter instead. From what I can tell, this stuff is not conductive. There's not much in the back of the board anyway. Actually, I should test that. Good. No continuity, so it's an insulator. This is technically a a pressure-sensitive adhesive. So the longer and harder you press it on there, the stronger the bond will get. So. Come on. It's so sticky, it doesn't want, the backing doesn't want to come off. Wow, that's sticky stuff. Whoa, hold on. Get off there. There we go. Oh. Hold on there for about 20 seconds. It's never coming off. There's your pack. Looking good. Like I said, for purely aesthetic reasons, I put this back in. I'll throw a little padded double-sided adhesive in there. Might not need it. Let's see how tight it is. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's still a tight fit. So there you go. Pack. Let's see. Yeah, look at there. It's a new pack. Barely even tell it was in there. I actually put the charging circuit here for a reason, is to avoid accidentally trying to charge it while it's being discharged. That's a bad thing. So this way you can either be discharging or charging it. So that's it. Charge this overnight and box it up and ship it off tomorrow. So yay. I want to thank again a patron from Chicago who sent this in to get worked on, and apparently he watches all these videos, so I'm very happy about that. And it turned out really well. I think this is the 4th or 5th Nomad I've worked on. I've worked on quite a few Nomads, a couple Genesis, a bunch of 5200 controllers, ColecoVision, Arcadia, several 5200s, a couple 7800s. So Nomad, one of the more popular products, and a bunch of Game Gears. So Sega's been good to me. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you found these useful, entertaining, or tolerable, whichever you prefer, and I'm going to charge this overnight. And that's it for this series of what's on my workbench. Next up I'm going to have is a 386 computer I'm fixing the VGA out on, and then some sound upgrades and a couple other things. I don't know them off the top of my head, so I look forward to that. A couple days that someone else sending in from California, so that's coming soon. And that'll do it for now. Thanks for watching.